They got my girl Gabs. The Gabster and got snatched up. Trent busting that door. I was like, he ain't coming to play. Why you being so? Put some respect on Gabby. You know her after all. You don't have to. Don't come in there with her like that. Cause you know what? That's where I knew this was fake. Because I feel like in a situation where Gabby was really getting arrested. Matter of fact, Trent, you ain't even got no badge. You ain't. Y'all, Trent don't even have a badge. Who was he arresting? This a dream. Right off the bat, I said, this is a dream. It got to be. Trent ain't even employed nowhere but Mosely and Associates. And not to say that that ain't nowhere to be having a job at. Just saying, what is this? A citizen's arrest? And you coming in here all hostile like you don't even know me? That like you ain't even all in love with me? Please, this is a dream. Then we have Lacey bust in there looking at Gabby like, how could you? I said, oh my God. Now Lacey was selling it. If I wasn't believing Trent, like if I was believing Trent, I'll say, and Lacey came in on the type of time that she was on, I would have been, still going for it. But as soon as Sir popped up, I said, okay, ain't no way. Gabby, go ahead on and wake up. Pinch yourself. Get up, girl. You sleep. Because it ain't no way that Sarah would be just willy-nilly and walking around with these two. You're still convicted of a crime, sir. I mean, you're still wanted for one. And you just walking around scot-free just to get up here and get Lacey out. And that's what finally woke Gabrielle up from her slumber. Oh my gosh. I was like, Gabby, if you don't get your butt up, hold up, y'all. So pretty much, Sir got Gabby shook. She up here writing her confession, talking about she unlawfully detained Hugh Evans. I said, "Oh my God, Gabby, you don't have to do this. You ain't got to do this. Hugh ain't got nothing to do. Hugh ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got to be worried about him, Gabrielle." So she up here writing this letter, y'all, really debating and rethinking her whole life story. She sniffling and sneezing. We go down to the basement, Sir sniffling and sneezing. He up in here, Gabrielle, it's only obvious that we will be sick at the same time. I mean, that's how connected we are. Fool, y'all passing germs. When she handing you the tray, you handing it back, you breathing all on her, she going upstairs and passing the germs, sir. That's all that is. That's all that is. So you guys, instead, you know what? Right about this time, normally when Gabby goes down to visit Sir, um, she normally goes into her flashback. This episode, we go into a Sir flashback, and this is what really made me mad about this episode, because if we're gonna be doing Sir flashbacks, they needed to be real, real good. I mean, it was just a taste. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was because, like I said, episode 8 was amazing. These little scenes of Sir in this dingy environment, y'all, I just didn't. It was enlightening. It was like, okay. So he had a rough childhood, and his mother was the sinner that he doesn't like to help. Okay, I see that, sir, but it just wasn't entertaining for me. It just wasn't. So in this scene, we see that Sir is a young boy, about 6 or 7 years old here. His mom coming home with some man that probably ain't his daddy or the other baby daddy. Yet she telling him to get the baby a bottle and make sure he ain't crying while I'm up in here entertaining what we want to call him. He don't even deserve a name. Okay, this is a walk-on character. Shout out to you for being back into work, sir. But I'm just saying, you over here taking this lady away from her kids instead of leaving her to be a better parent. You know what, Roxanne, Suzanne, whatever your name is, you need to tend to your kids because it don't look like they ate or nothing. Get with me when you get your life together. That's what I would expect from somebody, you know, of a certain age, because both of y'all look well over your into your 30s. But y'all was probably only 19. Who knows? So anyway, Sir's mom was mean to him. This is where he first began to experience abuse. And yeah, we're seeing where it stems from at this point. It was like, okay, giving us an eye into Sir. Sir's having his little time to shine, but he wasn't really shining bright like a diamond. So we get into Lacey over here talking to her friend. Wait a minute, did we miss one? No. Lacey over here talking to Zeke about her considering, taking a leave of absence. She's wondering what Gabby is up to because Gabby over here giving her cases, assigning the Rashika case to Don, knowing that that's her case. They like, what is she doing? Lacey wants to know what she's preparing for, to go to jail if possible. So she's basically, getting her ducks in a row in case she gotta walk that long green mile for kidnapping Sir. So Lacey is letting it be known too that she also considering a leave of absence. And these are the same steps that she'd take because she's really feeling like she's to that point. I'm like, oh no. You know what this was reminding me of, y'all? This was reminding me of when Detective Rollins from Law and Order SVU was slowly backing away from the series, and you can tell, and it was just like, dang, Rollins gonna end up leaving the show, huh? Is that what's going on with Lacey? We shall see. So this is our first victim coming in for the day. And this man, he is coming in because his wife is missing. And I was like, why is you playing with, you bet not be sitting up here playing with these people, sir. Because you know the husband loves to come up here and be the first one on the campaign, the first one on the organized trail, and the first one to be dumping the body. So I just said, sir, Gabby and Margaret and all of them associates there don't have time for the BS. So if you playing, do it on somebody else's time. He said he ain't playing, okay? His wife is one of them MLM type of, scammers basically, and she's missing. Then came up missing, and they're here. So he's trying to find this woman, and we get the ball rolling. You know how we do. So then we get over to therapy session. Margaret is in therapy. Congrats, Margaret. Okay. She's just not really ready for it. And the therapist is letting her know that if she wants this to work with the daughter that she has with Taylor, because I know that Margaret got other kids, but it seems like the only one that's really reaching out is Taylor. The therapist is letting her know if you want this to work between you and Margaret, you're going to have to let the bus station go, boo boo. And Margaret is just like, for what? Like, I'm perfectly fine with doing this. And she's not feeling therapy now because, and you know what? This is true. I have recommended therapy to some people, and as soon as one thing don't go the way that they want it to go, they be like up and ready to leave. This was like same example, but just saying, like, it's not gonna be easy, y'all. Therapy ain't easy. You got to just get through it though. It's not going to just be your way. That's why you there, because you need help. But I was just happy that Margaret had someone with like a non-biased opinion, because to me, Gabby be like really showing it in her face when she's feeling like Margaret is putting herself out there to be hurt, especially when it came to Margaret putting the, the little poster there at the bus station, and somebody pulled the number and it was just like to be used to put out some gum, which was a polite and clean thing to do, because I hate stepping in gum. So there's that. But yeah, it felt good to get to for Margaret to just get a dose, you know, of reality. Somebody just keeping it real with her, like, you're gonna have to let this go if you want to flourish in other areas, pretty much. Okay, and so here go our first victim, y'all. Not first, but this is the wife. This is the man's wife. And yeah, she is missing. We have really no leads. Of course, they don't know nobody that could want to harm her. However, the ransom is up. They asking for $2 million. They asking for the 2 milli. And so we're gonna head over there to the um the family residence, where it's a very weird dynamic of people. It's like, who is all these people? Because first of all, Margaret get over there, she gonna do her thing. She looking around, she see clothes with tags laid all out. She say, oh, so y'all play pimping for real. Y'all ain't really got it like that. Don calls him out. So what? This is all just a front. And Margaret like, I see a lot of tags upstairs in the closet too. Was she gonna return all these things? I mean, I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, just because you wearing a whole bunch of designer don't mean that you got money. It mean that you spent it on it. It mean that you spend your money on designer, or you renting it, or it's fake, or it got the tag on it. You can't even sit comfortably in it. You itching and shimmying all day long because it's a tag up your back. Like, come on, people. It cannot be that serious. But this is the life of an influencer. And so it's an image that has to be maintained so that they can keep their money flowing. So we just looking around and trying to figure it out. Like, what's up with the husband and that other woman? Because he had a ring on his hand and he tucked it in his pocket. I don't know if we were focusing on a ring or a wound or what, but the other woman that he was with, I believe her name was Ryan, she invited him to go off into the other room as if he needed to clear his head. And it was just like, what are y'all up to? It's already suspicious, and it's a little bit too obvious that there's something going on with them. I thought Ryan was maybe the assistant or something. We find out oh, this lady is scary looking to me, y'all. Okay, she got all this dark makeup around her eye. We find out this ain't even Melissa's mama. And this dude here, he's implying that, yeah, I mean, they are more than close. Even their followers are starting to notice. And I'm just like, okay, so what's tea? Let me know. Spill the bean footage. And our boy Zeke is going to do his job. This is the husband, and this is that lady I was telling y'all about, y'all. This is the assistant, or whom I thought she was. I don't know. This picture here just leads me to think that they a little bit too cozy for Melissa to not have known that they was like together. This don't give a hidden. This is a whole photo shoot. Okay? This ain't just no camera roll pic. So I don't know. I was really thinking, what was he like dating her before he got with Melissa, and then he got with Melissa, and now like they besties or something? I don't know. So we back at the headquarters here, and we're going over this beam footage, and we're trying to get down to the bottom of it. Don is like going the route that I was going. Okay, it's the old 1 2 step basically. Husband did it. He's gonna fake a kidnapping. Boom, get the insurance money, run off with the mistress, and live a happily ever life. Shout out to everybody that's actually ever worked out to, because normally y'all asses be getting caught. It may not be today or the next day, but you end up getting caught. I mean, it just never. I mean, I can go on and on and on forever, baby. And maybe I will, y'all. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll go on a whole top 10 list of men who kill, basically. So, the kidnappers. Now I don't know why some for some reason, y'all, when I say kidnappers on this episode, I said it made me feel cringy on the last episode, but this time it doesn't. Maybe because it's a little bit comical in a sense, just because all these mismatched people, I just couldn't understand, like, who is this woman? So you're not her mama, you something like her mama. This lady over here, girl, who, what? So the jig is up, and we actually are going to negotiate with terrorists despite everything that we have ever learned. And we getting on a FaceTime call with the people that got Melissa, letting them basically haggle with Gabby on I guess, I don't know, whatever the husband can afford. He gave them a budget to work with, basically, and it didn't go well. Before I get to this whole buzzard neck bastard, let me go back to the crew. So they over here talking to the I don't know, y'all. Hold up, hold up. Let me go. Let me just check a few slides because it might not be time. Yeah, no. They was talking to the kidnappers, and the husband don't have the money like that. They end up settling on exactly, I think, maybe like 1.75 million, and then they let off a shot. Then shot in the air, okay, scaring these people. The husband running out, the fake mom running out, and Gabby is just sitting there looking. They end up putting the camera on Melissa. They done kicked her out of her wheelchair, y'all. Had this woman down on her knees. I was like, come on. How cruel. And I was just glad that she was alive. But they said, look, let this be a warning. If the cops get involved, it's a wrap for her. It's a wrap. So we get back to old Buzzard Neck. He is over here threatening our guy Trent over, you know what, because this happens to be a white lady now, y'all. So the PD wants in on the case. Like, they want to step in and solve this one. Don't think that we didn't catch that, y'all. Don't think that we didn't catch that. Um because he ain't been trying to be involved in none of the other cases, nothing with the men, nothing with the, indigenous person, nothing with the black gay man, none of those other cases. Okay? But he want to step in the one case of a missing white woman, which I'm proud and I'm happy that, he's trying to do his job. But the way that he's trying to attack Mosely and Associates in the process is what I'm just not feeling. And I'm glad that Trent stood his ground. Like, okay, so you trying to tell me that I can get my badge back if I turn in Gabby? Like, is that what this is about? You want me to turn in Gabby? You want to really get rid of Mosely and Associates with all the good that she do? It's not about that. I mean, she's a vigilante. Like, I don't want to talk about this man because I know that he is a real person, y'all. But I just really want to get on his ass as Captain Mallory, whatever your name is. I can't stand you, sir. I cannot. Get out of my face. So we go over to the house because it's getting real suspect. When we were back at the office, we got real suspect of the husband. And we see jewelry laid all out, bags packed, boom. Doors unlocked, y'all coming down the stairs, bags in your hand. Where you going? And ma'am, where are you going? She said, it's not what it looks like. Okay, so what is it then? They was basically, y'all, rounding up they goods, start trying to sell off stuff for what they could so they can get the ransom money for Melissa. I'm like, okay. Maybe it's not what I'm expecting. I still got my good eye on the hubby, but maybe he's in the clear for now. So we end up finding out that the husband and Ryan, y'all, if this girl ain't named Ryan, forgive me. But I really am liking this outfit, I must say. She looks very warm and chic. Um, we find out that they were a throuple, okay? Everybody's involved and they miss her, they love her, and they're gonna do whatever it takes, including pawning all their stuff to make sure that Melissa comes back home. So they go, and Gabby is the front man. She's so brave. Why Gabrielle got on these heels in the middle of an exchange like this? You couldn't have came in no cross trainers. You couldn't have came in no Air Maxes, Gabby. You in DC, you couldn't have came in the New Balance. Come on. So she coming to be the badass that she is and exchanges money for a life. And the hostage, the guy here, he doesn't have Melissa. He just wants the money without any hostage handover. And Gabby ain't going for it. When this man pulled out this, look at this. Come on for the effect. When this man pulls out this blah blah on Gabby, I said, oh no, 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 no. Say it ain't so, because I really didn't know. You know, we're getting into close to the end of the season. So I really didn't know what could have happened right here, because, you know, the episode is just flatlining at this point. So I was like, man, if something explosive happens right now, it better not be this. Save that. So what ends up happening, y'all, to get this man to lower his weapon, Gabby lets him know, like, look, you making a mistake. You gonna pull the trigger on me? Somebody basically with clout, somebody with influence, okay, a known figure. You won't get out of here alive. Just as she's saying that, DCPD pulls up and he runs off, gets shot at in the middle of it. And Gabby run up on Trent. You call the police? You just killed Melissa. And I'm just like, Gabby, you just was almost dead. Come on. Somebody gotta have your back. If your crazy ass ain't even got sense enough to have it. So Don, Zeke, and our girl Lacey is over here at Zeke's place. Zeke got a new hairstyle, y'all. I thought it was cute. And so they over here, they going over the possibilities, and they still feel like it could be, you know, a little bit sus on the people in her circle. They found a burner cell phone when the van drove off the other night, when the PD dropped in on the ransom exchange. So Zeke is gonna try to work his magic with the phone, and we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do, y'all. If I could just click in one direction, that would be amazing. Here we go. So look, they got our girl Gabby all up here on this mess. Vigilante gone wrong. Like, come on, don't do that. And it really sucks because the media is really playing Gabby, but Chief is really putting his input in there too. Like he's weighing heavy in on the influence. And so Trent, he's trying to be a middleman and just let them know, like, look, we need to work together. I know you're not feeling Gabby, sir, and Gabrielle, you just need to relax. Boo boo, I got you. Let me check this old man. Let me handle your lightweight for once. So that he just basically letting them know, like, look, if you really want to just find Melissa, we gotta work together. That's just that on that. Get over it. And so what's Zeke and Don talking about, y'all? We end up going over the tape with Margaret, and Margaret is noticing in her face, in Melissa's face, when the kidnapper snatched that cloth from over her head, that she looked shocked and in disbelief, like, what? Like she's noticed someone basically. Oh, this is somebody that I know that did this. You know, Margaret gonna pick up on. She gonna zoom in on the lady, the pupils of her eyes to see who she looking at. Margaret gonna get down to the bottom of it. That's if she don't do nothing else. Okay, so we having another Sir flashback. And when this scene first started and I seen that little bit of afro from the back, I said, oh my God, Sir and Gabby was growing up together, y'all. Sir and Gabby knew each other, and then Sir was probably unrecognizable at a certain age. And when he abducted her, she didn't know that that was a little Timmy that she was hanging out with. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. This woman here ends up being a neighbor of Sir's and his family, and she's just basically bringing in one of one of the little brother, cause he playing in the alley, almost getting hit by a car and things. So she's just observing the environment here that Sir and his little brother is growing up in. Mama just trifling. And that's all that it is to it. So this is an ally to Sir. This is somebody that's looking out for him. So I don't know. I really wanted more from this. I wanted to see and know more from this flashback, y'all. That's why I was like, ooh, it gave me something, but it did not give what was supposed to be gave. And we have another scene of this adorable woman. Y'all, is this Franklin's mama? I don't think it is, but from the side, she looks like Franklin's mom from Snowfall a little bit. A little tiny bit. This ain't her, though. Okay, so she's bringing him food, y'all. She's looking out for him. She know mama's not around, and mama's damn sure not making no food. I seen them crumbs crumbled up on that plate, baby. I brought you some spaghetti. Cause that's mom's spaghetti. Mom gonna hook up some spaghetti, and you gonna be able to eat on that for a few days there, Hugh. You're gonna be able to eat on that, especially if you eating out of a plate like this. Who eats spaghetti out of a little flat saucer like this? Come on. Man, Sir was doing bad. He had a rough childhood. And whoever this woman is, his neighbor, she let him know, like, look, I know it's rough for you. I know life is hard. Mine is too. And you got to find something for yourself to help you get through it. She acknowledges his love for the arts, and she gives him a journal and recommends that he uses it to be his own personal outlet. And the mom busts in the door waving the 4-4 and run off the neighbor. Neighbor's just like, oh yeah, I convinced you to have dinner with me. Mm-hmm. But I'll be going on about my business now. And then as soon as this lady leaves, Sir Mom gets off in his ass something vicious. And I'm like, oh my God. Sir, no, I'm not surprised that you just don't that you're not a serial killer that hates women. Because this is really the profile that those type of killers has, mommy issues, so to speak. Poor Sir, poor old Sir. And now Gabby on the phone. Who Gabby going off on? Gabby is actually talking to the mommy dearest here, fake mommy to Melissa. She's talking to her on the phone. They saying that, oh, the kidnapper, they back up. They asking for the money again. We got a meeting place and they only want to talk to you, Gabrielle. I was like, oh God. Something in the milk ain't clean with this. Okay, and just at this moment, that Gabby about to run her hot tail over there with no backup or resources, Margaret is looking at her iPad, zooming in on it to see that the body stature, the stature of the person that ran off, the assailant there, was similar to the guy that was in the house that was saying something's up with the husband and that girl. He in on it. Okay, he's in on it. And when Gabby goes over here to do the drop, him and the mama here, they didn't set Gabby up. And Gabby's just dumbfounded, like, wait a minute, what? She trusted you. I said, Gabby, forget who she trusted. Yo dumb butt trusted him too. And now look what, and you in the line of fire once again. Once again, Gabrielle. Not putting yourself in, and she is that selfless. That's just the thing about Gabby. You know, she is willing to stand in front of a bullet to find these people. And so this lady really tried to look, if you don't get your old raccoon eye Cruella DeVille looking lady, I'm so tired of you. Get out of here, Roxanne, Suzanne. Go head on. So this lady really opened up fire on Gabby and the guy because she basically letting it be known that ain't nobody seen me yet. So y'all two is disposable. Pow pow. And just as she is trying to let off the flames, you know, Trent and Don had to come in here to save Gabby crazy, but because she just gonna make that Gabby just be putting her life on the line. She in heels and everything. Like, come on now. And in the midst of all this, we hear Melissa in the back. We don't even hear Melissa in the back. Gabby just taking cover and end up stumbling into Melissa in the back. Melissa is in the back, head back, and swerving. She takes the cloth off her head, and Melissa does not have a pulse. Okay, and now I'm just trying to figure out, ma'am, if you don't get the hell up off of me, if I was Melissa, this was what I would be saying to Cruella over here. If you don't get the hell up off of me, ma'am, after you didn't sit up here and took me out because and stole my money. Up here talking about, she wasn't supposed to die. She was just supposed to be broke. That's all. You just wanted to take her money. She was just supposed to be broke. I said, oh my God, lady, please get up out. Please be gone, long one. Now you want to cry. Now you want to sit up here and cry. Save it, Roxanne. Now you want to cry. No, but he can go ahead on and cry, y'all. This the husband again. He been really crying and running off this whole episode. He's in here just wondering how he gonna let the daughter know that mommy is gone. You know, Melissa didn't make it. She ended up passing away from asphyxia because they had this stupid bag over her damn head. Like, come on, if you just gonna take the money, do that and run. If you don't really know what you're doing as a criminal, don't catch nobody's being dumb. All this lady had to do was accept whatever he was offering. You was in there during the whole negotiation. Y'all really was trying to get to that $2 million, knowing they didn't have it. And now look what happened. You could have got off. You could have ran off about a 1.5. They was gonna scrape that up at least. You could have got away with shoot. Whatever you could have got away with, you was greedy. You did wrong, and now you're gonna do long time. You and that little trifling man that y'all was with. Okay, so Dad is here just trying to figure out how's he gonna tell little Brittany that mommy's not coming home. And Margaret gives her expert opinion and lets him know, like, look, when my son went missing, I let my kid's dad and the media tell him he wasn't coming home. Don't let that happen to Brittany. And so they bring little mama in there and he gets ready to say something. Blah, blah, blah. This was the first body that we caught, y'all. And of course, Captain here has something to say. He up here talking about if Melissa had a choice, don't make the same choice that Melissa had. Melissa didn't have no choice in this, baby. What are you talking about? You sound dumb. You sound really dumb. Okay? Melissa didn't have no choice in this, okay? Her people was organizing and reaching out to Mosely and Associates to help try and find her because for some reason they didn't reach out to y'all first thing. Now, why was that? Okay? Riddle me that, Riddler. Why did the husband didn't come straight? Probably because it was the police. Okay, probably just because it was the police. And at least Mosely and Associates was actually finding people. Hello. So Margaret has made her way back to therapy. So good for you, Margaret. And the therapist welcomes her back with open arms. No shame, no blame here. And Margaret is accepting the fact that she's gonna have to let it go. She is gonna have to let it go, Elsa. And she's ready. She knows that now, after witnessing what happened with Melissa, she needs to be the parent that she can be for the kids that she still has. Period. Okay, and you know that Lacey was considering her resignation. She actually had a moment with Gabby earlier in the episode and was just letting Gabby know, like, look, it's just not the way that it was between us. And I don't know what really is up, but I'm not feeling it no more. And with my trauma, I'm not going to be able to stay here and deal with you holding back and all that. I got to go, Gabrielle. I'm out. So Gabby coming here. I said, oh Lord, Gabby about to come in here lying because I know that Lacey is about to ask her what's in the basement. So Lacey is like, look, Gabby, I don't want to leave. Gabby don't want her to leave, but you've been acting so funny acting lately. I just can't do it. Like, I feel like, what's the point of me even being here if I'm not going to be here with nobody? We don't do nothing together. You ain't my sis. We just co-workers at this point. So, like, I can be a co-worker any damn where, and I wouldn't be as stressed out. I just spoke Lacey peace. I just spoke Lacey's peace, y'all. But yeah, that's how she feeling. Here come Gabby. Gabby, I said, lady, don't get up here lying. Lacey did go ahead on and ask her, Gabby, what's in the basement? And as soon as she said it, I said, look at Gabby's face, y'all. Is she going to keep it real, or is she going to sit up here and lie to our friend? And she did. She lied. Well, I'm in the basement. You know, it's where I go to transform and reflect on the pain and the ugliness of it all. Is where I go to dig deep, and it's where I go in to tap into these cases. And it was just like certain faces that Gabby was making. I'm like, man, Shanola Hampton, you are acting your ass off. Because right now you acting like Gabby, acting like, like you telling the truth. I said, wow, the layers of it all for me, because I could see like certain expressions that Gabby was making, and it was just like, I'm on bull. I'm on that BS, y'all. I'm on that BBS.com. Look at this, like this face right here. Don't do the look off into La La Land. That ain't sincere. I do not buy that for one moment. That definitely gives, I'm trying to give that I'm lying a little bit right now, but I want it to be believable. And it was working on Lacey, or was it? You know that, y'all, I always be having these epiphanies in the moment. And I'm like, okay, Lacey, you bought it. But did she? Because Lacey can tap into when Gabrielle was lying. I mean, but for the most part, Gabby, I bought it. If you really needed it to be so, fine. It sounds good enough. So Gabby has a little shrine here. I'm not sure if this is at her house or if this is at the office, but these are the missing people that she ends up not finding, or that end up not surviving, before she can find them. So she adds Melissa's photo up here, and it really does break her down. She's upset, and I'm just like, Gabby, come on, girl, you tried. You really did your thing. You was sick and all. So she go down here with Sir, and I guess he's starting to feel better. We've seen him go through his little stages of sickness. He like, just admit, Gabrielle, you need me. That's why you were keeping me healthy. Gabby like, no, because I didn't want you to die, and then I'd be on the hook for red rum. Okay? So that's why you still around. It ain't because I don't want you gone. Don't get it twisted. And yeah, y'all, this was just it was just blah. So I'm sorry if the energy level for myself wasn't really projecting as much as it was to episode 8. I'm not going to even try to keep referring to that amazing episode further along, but I'm just going to say episode 10, you need to do better than this. You need to, because I mean, it just is what it is. The Sir flashbacks should have been, man, they should have been terrifying. I don't know. Like, this is a monster. We need to see his origin story for real. But I mean, we're showing that he was a sweet boy. We are showing that his mom was a monster. And he ends up having another flashback. And Mommy Dearest, where Mommy at? Did I get her? Yeah, her. She was gonna scare me. So y'all, we ain't good. She come down the stairs with this damn lipstick all over her mouth, looking like the Joker. I said, sir, Mom, can you go back upstairs, ma'am? This is his hallucination. So Sir has hallucinations. He doesn't have flashbacks. This lady downstairs, he's watching his flashback as a holographic projection in the corner, and he's kind of just acting it out with it. His mom then found his journal, and he writing in it about her, saying how she's fake and a horror. Okay, and she doesn't appreciate any of that. Have you ever had your journal read, y'all? That is so violating. Like, I would have been mad too if I was Sir. I would have been mad if I was a mama and he was writing about me like this, but lady, that's something that you got to get to the bottom of. Okay, that ain't on him. So, Sir ends up pulling a knife on the mom. We don't know what happens, but I have a feeling of what they're hinting to. Sir may have took his own mother out, y'all, and that could have started his evil spawn, okay? We'll have to get back to that and find out. Meanwhile, Gabby got the rat poison up here on her table, and I guess this is what she was giving Sir. You know, when he was really sweating and going through the sickness, and now he's starting to finally feel better because she went in there and gave him the serum to relief. She ends up burning the letter that she was writing. And you know what? I really don't know if she was poisoning Sir or if this was just here because she was going to. Maybe Gabby was going to take both of their asses out, you know, because she was at the end of her rope with Sir's threats. I'm sure that was quite triggering enough for her to be contemplating next steps. Okay? So, yeah, like I said, Gabby burning her letter. Get off of the Joker. Get off of the Joker. Y'all, why is we going backwards? Gabby's burning her letter and she's letting it go like, nah, I ain't going out like that. I'm not confessing to CIA, okay? And just as she's letting that letter go, she gets a phone call from Lacey letting her know that Tony Edwards, remember the kid that was shot on the abducting or the trafficking episode? He is actually awake from his coma. So that kind of brings some silver lining to Gabby's evening because that's all she needed to know. Like, okay, you might lose one, but you just won some. Okay, no, let's go back to how we go, to the original. You might lose some, but you might win some, but you just lost one. Okay, that's how she was feeling when she lost Melissa, but then she came back with the shake back, and Tony is back on the up and up. So, she's feeling good about that. Gabby, give yourself some grace. You're really hard on yourself. So I'm about to get hard on this episode because that was it. That was it. That was the end of the episode, and I am left wanting more. I don't know what was missing from this. Like after last week events, I was just expecting. I don't know if I was expecting Sir to be on the loose or what, but yeah, I just expected us to see more development from that story. Like, we basically took a step forward to go 10 back with this boring mess. Y'all better come correct when it comes to episode 10. That's all I have to say. The Sir memories and flashbacks and hallucinations were not all that. They could have just been given a little bit more, okay? But I mean, it is Sir. He comes from a bland past. You see how he be with Gabby eating the little alphabet soup. His mama wasn't barely feeding him that. And all this time I'm wondering why it ain't really nothing in them bowls. Because Sir didn't grow up really eating no food his damn self. Y'all, I have been rambling on this episode. For me to say how much that I really wasn't feeling it, it was just really, I feel like, it's a long recap because I was dragging along. I didn't have the intensity and the same upbeatness that I had on the previous episode, but I hope that you did at least enjoy the recap. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Was it just not giving for you? Did it fall flat? Did it make you want more? Let me know. You or your loved one may be eligible for a class action lawsuit if you feel this way. So drop down in the comments and I'll see y'all in the next episode. It better be better. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it one last time. It better be better.